Hey booktube, it's Jackie. How's it going? If you're new to me and this is the first time you're seeing my face, hello, what's up? My name's Jackie. I sit on my floor and I talk about books. So I hope that's why you're here, because that's what's gonna be happening. If you're not new to me, thank you for always tuning in. The continued support, I really do appreciate it. So today for you, I have a book haul, as you can see from the day's title of the video. This is all the books I've been kind of just like dragon hoarding for the last couple months, because I haven't done a book haul in quite some time. So I thought before the holiday season kicks into high gear, and because of course I asked for gift cards and books for Christmas. Let's just be honest. I'm a book person. That's what I asked for Christmas. I would haul these books so I could put them on the shelves so I have more space in my little dragon hoard. So if you'd like to find out what books I've been hoarding for the last couple months and see what possibly might come in some future TBRs, grab yourself a drink, have yourself a seat, and let's get talking some books. All right. So I got these broken up into some categories. So we're just gonna dive right in with the two books that were on my most anticipated release video that I did purchase. If you are not familiar with my most anticipated release video, I released this way back early, beginning of 2024, books that I was really excited about coming out, and I want to make sure I got them. And these are the two that were still remaining on the list that I got. The list did grow, but I just didn't do a second half of the video. But these are still in that first video, which I'll link up here. The first one is My Darling Dreadful Thing by Johanna Van Veen. This is a ghost gothic story. I've never read this author before, but I love this cover. I'm obsessed with this cover. I think it's gorgeous. I really wish this was in hardcover. Kind of pissed off. Whoa. Ooh, it has multi-formats in here, people. Fuck yes. We love a multi-formatted book, okay? I kind of like when authors do that, have a thing. So that makes me really, really excited. Yes. So a little bit about this book. If the dead can wake and walk among us, how can we know what is truly real? Ruth Beckham has a spirit companion only she can see. Ruth Strange, corpse-like and dead for centuries, is the light of Rue's life. That is until the wealthy young widow Angus Noop, however you say it, visits one of Roos's backroom seances, and two strike up a connection. Soon, Roos is whisked away to the crumbling estate of Agnes, inherited upon the death of her husband, where an ill woman haunts the halls, strange smells drift through the air at night, and mysterious stone statues reside in the family chapel. Something dreadful festers in the manor, but still the attraction between Roos and Agnes is undeniable. Then someone is murdered. Poor, alone, and with a history of hysterics, Roos is the obvious culprit. With her sanity innocent in question, she'll have to prove who or what is at fault or lose everything she holds dear. Sounds like Clue with a twist. We love Clue with a twist. We do. So, I'm excited, and I love this cover. I love it. Love it. The next book I picked up that was on my my most anticipated releases in 2024 was Erik Larson's A Demon Unrest. This is about the firing at Fort Sumter, and how the Civil War began. I've only read one other Erik Larson book, and that was Devil in the White City, and I could not put that fucking thing down. It was amazing. So I'm really, really excited about this one. He also has a Lusitania book that I'm thinking about picking up, but I did want to give this a try because I love the Civil War. I also really love minute areas of history where you have to really delve and research. I really enjoy when authors do that because it shows their research. It shows their passion. And I feel like when you have areas that are not normally focused on in like overall studies, this is the starting point of the Civil War. Like, this is actually the first shots fired in the physical fight of the Civil War, and I would love to see what his take is on this. So I'm excited to have this part of my collection. I look forward to reading it. Don't know when I'm going to read it, but let's be honest, I don't know when I'm going to read any of these books. Okay, but I'm excited that I have this to add to my collection because I did like Devil in the White City, so I have high hopes for this guy. So those were all the books that I bought that were on my anticipated releases. These next books are just books that I've wanted for a while that I picked up just because they looked really, really interesting to me. And one of them I've actually already read, and that is Bad Witch Burning. I picked this up because this was my Black Hat Book Coven book of the last month of November. And if you're not familiar with the Black Hat Book Coven, it's a book club here on YouTube that I'm a member of, and we read Richie books. And this was Laura's pick. And I will link that live show when we were discussing it here. You can go check it out. But I had a good time with this one. It's YA, but it definitely has a lot of heavy triggers in it, a lot of heavy stuff for young adults, but it is stuff that young adults do deal with. And it is about a girl who, like, she's called a witch, but she's more like a necromancer per se, and she writes letters to the dead and can speak to them, but eventually that power goes away and she can start to like reincarnate the dead, and then shit goes south. Her life also sucks. There's so many people in this book that I want to punch in the face and should probably drug out to the street and shot. But yeah, needless to say, check out the live show. All my girls had some choice things to say about this one. I think I ended up giving this like a 3-star, so not a bad find. Jessica Lewis is not an author that I've ever read before. I'm not saying I would never read from her again, because there is another book that looked fairly interesting, but I just don't know I'm going to pick her up based off of the writing style of this. But it is part of my collection now, so there you go. Oh, and it does also feature a POC, so if you're looking for that and a young adult, there you go. The next 2 books I picked up because my daughter recommended me reading Deeper Waters by F.T. Lucan a little while back, and I really enjoyed it. I did not think I was going to like it as much as I did. It's an MM romance about a mermaid and a prince, and I was just like, there's no way. There's no way I'm going to like this. But I had a really good fucking time with it. I think I gave it like 3 or 4 stars. I can't remember exactly. So I really like the author's writing, so I picked up their other 2 books. This is Spellbound, and then this one is So This Is Ever After. Now, I did pick these up to give to my daughter, but I'm probably going to be reading them first, so I'm going to haul them, because why the hell not? I paid for them. But they'll probably sit on her shelf for a while, so I don't know when I'm going to get to them, but I had a really good time with this author, so I definitely wanted to pick up more of their work. But the one I'm leaning towards the most is this one, because it's super shiny, and it's, you know, it's Christmas. It's glittery. It's lights. Like, this is what I'm attracted to right now. Okay, guys? Let's just be honest. The next 2 books I picked up are the first 2 books in a trilogy. I have not picked up the 3rd one yet, because when I picked these books up, the 3rd one was not on sale. That's why I picked these up. They've been on my wish list for a hot minute, and they were on sale, like a lightning deal sort of thing. So I was like, sold. I kind of wish the 3rd one would have been there, but it wasn't. And that is the 1st and 2nd installment of the Lioness trilogy by Sierra Simone. I had a really good time with Priest by her. Father Bell. I'll be his little lamb any day. I had such a great time with that book, and Midnight Mass just made me fucking bawl for, you know, the fucking novella that it was. Made me bawl. So I already know that I really like her writing. I picked up a whole other series by her as well, so this is just adding to my collection. But the 1st installment is Salt Kiss, and the 2nd is Honeycut, and I believe this is actually about a throuple component. I believe there's a throuple component in this, or because I don't think it's a. I want to say it's not a love triangle. I think it's actually a throuple, but it does feature Tristan and Isolde, so it might also be a Tristan Isolde retelling. Not quite for sure if that's just a play on words for her or whatnot, but I just really like these covers, and I think they're pretty, so, and they were on sale. Yay. So eventually I'll have to pick up the 3rd one to add to my collection, but there you go. Another series on my shelf that's going to sit there. The next book I picked up, I was actually surprised I picked this up because I had this woman's book a while ago, and I unhauled it. And I just never read it. But then I saw this one, and I was like, I need to read this. This is Kirsten White's Lucy Undying, a Dracula novel. This is a gender-bending Dracula, essentially. If I'm remembering correctly, I believe Lucy is actually the vampire instead of Dracula. So Kirsten White does this with a lot with her books. I read her The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein, gender bending on the Frankenstein tale, and she had a trilogy that was based off of Vlad the Impaler. So that was also a gender bending one, and that was the one that I had that I didn't end up reading and unhauling. I believe this is YA. So another YA book. I'm buying all the YA books this year, guys. Like, what the fuck? What is happening? Oh my God, crazy. I know, but look at this cover. Like, from far away, this just looks like diamonds in her hair, right? No, they're fucking wolves. They're wolves. Dope. Dope as fuck. A vampire escapes the thrall of Dracula and embarks on her own search for her self-discovery and true love in the epic and seductive gothic fantasy. Her name was written in the pages of someone else's story. Lucy Westenra was one of Dracula's first victims. Okay, so it's not really the gender bending, but it kind of is. But her death was only the beginning. Lucy rose from the grave a vampire and was spent her immortal life trying to escape from Dracula's clutches and trying to discover who she really is and what she truly wants. Her undead life takes an unexpected turn in the 21st century London when she meets another woman, Iris, who is also yearning to break free from her past. Iris's family has built a health empire based on a sinister secret, and they'll do anything to stay in power. Lucy has long believed she would never love again, yet she finds herself compelled by the charming Iris, while Iris is equally mesmerized by the confident and glamorous Lucy. But their intense connection and blossoming love are threatened by outside forces. Iris's mother won't let go of her without a fight, and Lucy's past still has fangs. Dracula's on the prowl once more. Lucy Westenra has been tragically murdered, has been a tragically murdered teen, a lonesome adventurer, and a fearsome hunter, but happiness has always eluded her. Can she find the strength to destroy Dracula once and for all, or will her heart again be her undoing? It's a little FF romance here with some dark Dracula twists. Yeah, that sounds awesome. And I like the cover. I really like the cover a lot. So we're going to give her another try. I've already read one of her books and I did enjoy it. I just never gave the other one a chance. So we're going to give that one a chance. And this one I'm very excited about because I read this girl's other book. And this is Eleanor Canton's Burnham Wood. She is the author of The Luminaries, which won, I want to say, the Man Booker Award. I could be wrong, but she is like the youngest author to win that award, if that's the award that she won for. I can't remember off the top of my head what award. I want to say it's the Man Booker Award. But I read The Luminaries, and that book was fucking dope because there's this really cool element about it. Here's a picture of it right here. There's a really cool element that the chapters are geared to kind of go with the lunar cycle of the moon. So when the moon is full, the chapter is extremely long, and then they get shorter and shorter as the phase of the moon gets smaller and smaller and smaller. So I love the fact that she put that much forth on her book. So I'm really hoping she did something cool with that with this one. Now, I'm going to straight up be honest. I have no idea what this book's about. I bought it because I read that book and I gave that book 5 stars. And I really like this girl's writing. I had a great fucking time with that book for as long as it was. I devoured it. So this one is Burnham Wood is on the move. A landslide has closed the Korwawe Pass on New Zealand's South Island, cutting off the town of Thorndyke and leaving a sizable farm abandoned. The disaster presents an opportunity for Burnham Wood, an undeclared, unregulated, sometimes criminal, sometimes philanthropic, can't read, guerrilla gardening collective that plants crops wherever no one will notice. For years, the group has struggled to break even. To occupy the farm at Thorndyke would mean a shot at solvency at last. But the enigmatic American billionaire Robert Lemoine also has an interest in the place. He has snatched it up to build his end times bunker, or so he tells Burnham's founder, Mira, when he catches her on the property. He's intrigued by Mira and by Burnham Wood. Although they're poles apart politically, it seems Lemoine and the group might have enemies in common. But can Burnham trust him? And as their ideals and ideologies are tested, can they trust one another? A gripping psychological thriller from the Booker Prize winning, was the Booker Prize. Author of The Luminaries, Eleanor Canton's Burnham Wood is a Shakespearean in its drama, Austinian in its wit, and like both influences, fascinated by what makes us who we are. A brilliantly constructed study of intentions, actions, and consequences, it is mesmerizing, unflinching consideration of the human impulse to ensure our own survival. It sounds like a Jackie book. It sounds like something that I'm going to rip apart. Sounds like I'm going to like it. Yeah. I loved The Luminaries, so I have high hopes for this. And The Luminaries is a psychological thriller, and it hooked me. So I feel like this will hook me as well. And I think it's funny that it's set in New Zealand, because The Luminaries was set in New Zealand as well, because that's where she's from, is New Zealand. And I bought that book for the lunar angle, and the fact that my favorite actress is from New Zealand. So, yeah, there you go. It's part of my collection now. All right, these next two books were actually gifts from one of my friendsies here on BookTube, and I got these a while ago, and I've never actually hauled them. So here you go, Becky. I'm hauling the two books that you gave me. Becky knew that I read A Ship of Bones and Teeth this past year, and I had a good time with it. So she sent me her ARC copy of the sequel that she received, Ocean of Sin and Starlight. We follow the sister of our heroine in the first book, and we have met her in the first one. From what Becky said, you do not have to read the first book to understand this one, but you do encounter that couple, so that couple's story is spoiled in this one, so you should probably read them in order. But this is by Karina Holly, and I already know that I'm pretty sure this cover has changed. I don't think it's the same cover. But it is out, and I'm excited, so when I'm ready for another seafaring adventure, I know exactly where to go because Becky provided the book for me. So thanks, Becky. I appreciate it. Becky also sent me this because she thought I'd really enjoy it. 4 Years Trapped in My Mind Palace. And I think she gave this like 5 stars. Maybe this was a 6-star book for her. I know nothing about this book. So here we go. 14-year-old Aaron Greenberg is trapped in a vegetative state. He's awake and aware of everything around him, but the doctors don't realize it. After years of being left in a care facility and facing dwindling interest from his own family, Aaron begins to despair, until, that is, a new roommate arrives, Solomon, a crusty, eccentric jazz musician with dementia. When Aaron talks in his mind to stay sane, Solomon unexpectedly hears thoughts and replies. In the surprise friendship that ensues, Solomon relives his past during episodes of dementia, and his mysterious connection with Aaron thrusts the boy in the 1920s New York City, scuffles with a mob in the Chicago nightclub, foxholed in World War II, and more exciting adventures that will change Aaron's life forever. 4 Years Trapped in My Mind Palace is a humorous and heartwarming coming-of-age story entwined with an end-of-age story that will renew your faith in the power of friendship and beauty of life. This sounds so fucking good! Oh, I'm excited! Yeah, I'll definitely have to pick this up soon. That sounds dope as fuck. Thanks, Becky. Yeah, I'm excited. So, yeah. Thank you, Becky, for those. I do appreciate that. I love it when you guys send me books. That's awesome. I always do appreciate that very, very much. Okay, so let's which next bell? This one. All right, so this one is all my book of the month books that I've been hoarding for a while. I have no idea what months they are, and I actually have one that hasn't even opened yet. There we go. So the first one I have here is The Dagger and Flame by Catherine Doyle. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I picked this one because I think it was about witches. I think. 2 rival gangs. No. No. This was the one. Thieves and Assassins. That's what this is the Thieves and Assassin one. I love the cover of this. That's the reason I picked this book up. Because I like the cover. In a deadly game of revenge, the most dangerous mistake of all is falling in love. So, looks interesting. The City of Phantomine. I like the cover on this. I really do. I love that. I love that graphic. The next one is Emily Lloyd Jones's The Wild Huntress. I think this is the month where I bought all 5 books. This is The Monsters Will Fear Me. Every 5 years, 2 kingdoms take part in a wild hunt. Joining is a bloody risk, and even the best hunters can suffer the most gruesome fates. Still, hundreds gamble their lives to participate, all vying for the hunt's life-changing prize, a magical wish granted by the other king. This reminded me of Hunger Games, just like an adult version of it. So yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that. Yeah, for sure. This one, I think I might have already hauled this one, but I'm not 100% sure, so I did. You're going to see it again. And this is The 5 Broken Blades by May Corland. Another, like, game type thing to take the crown. It's the season for treason. The king of Houston must die. The 5 most dangerous liars in the land have been mysteriously summoned to work together for a single objective, to kill the god King June. He has it coming. Under his merciless mortal hand, the nobles flourish while the poor and innocent are imprisoned, ruined, or sold. And now, each of the 5 blades will come for him. Each has tasted bitterness, from the hired hitman seeking atonement, a lovely assassin who seeks freedom, or even the prince banished for his cruel crimes. None can resist the sweet, icy lure of vengeance. They can agree on murder, they can agree on treachery, but for these 5 killers, each versed in deception, lies, and betrayal, it's not enough to forge an alliance. To survive, they'll have to find a way to trust each other, but only one can take the crown. Let the best liar win. Okay, so with that being said, I'm not a big fan of liars, but this sounds really dope. Liars and assassins and all that other kind of cool stuff. So, yeah, I feel like I was in like a game show sort of thing for a hot minute. Yeah, I feel like I was, for sure. The next book I have is The Love Elixir by Augusta Stern. I picked this up strictly because the cover, I thought it was gorgeous. And it did give like a witchy vibe, but like it's about a pharmacist. I remember that, thinking it was like a different kind of witchy vibe, because this is on the cusp of turning 80, newly retired pharmacist Augusta Stern is adrift when she relocates to Rolantando Springs, an active senior community in southern Florida. She's unexpectedly crosses paths with Irving Rivkin, the delivery boy from her father's old pharmacy, and the man who broke her heart 60 years earlier. When Augusta was a teenager growing up in 1920s Brooklyn, her role model was her father, Solomon Stern, the trusted owner of the local pharmacy and the neighborhood expert on every ailment. But when Augusta's mother dies and great aunt Esther moves in, Augusta can't help but be drawn to Esther's curious methods. As a healer herself, Esther offers Solomon customers her own advice. Unconventional remedies ranging from homemade chicken soup to mysterious array of powders and potions. Yeah, this is why I picked this book, was because I thought it was about a different form of like a pharmaceutical witchcraft. She wasn't really understood. Kind of reminds me of like a little Handmaid's Tale action going on, like old school, old wives' remedies, things of that nature. And I find that stuff really fascinating and interesting. So that's why I picked this one up. The next one I picked up is by Chelsea Beaker, and that is Mad Woman. Pretty sure a gripping story of motherhood, mother loss, and the brutality, mighty things women do to keep themselves and each other alive. Yes, this was pulling on my maternal heartstrings when I read the synopsis of this book, and I was like, sure. Motherhood is maddening, but it is a rewarding. But it's maddening at the same fucking time. So let's check it out. That was my thought process on it. The next one I have is A Song to Drown Rivers. This guy, gorgeous cover, gorgeous. This one is inspired by the legend of Ishi, one of the famous 4 beauties of ancient China. A Song to Drown Rivers is an epic novel steeped in myth about womanhood, war, sacrifice, and love against all odds, as the fate of 2 kingdoms hangs in a delicate balance. Well, I do love a good delicate balance, kingdom hanging. And I do love a good retelling, even though I don't know what the legend of Ishi is. Yeah, but seriously, stunning. Stunning. I love this cover. I do. I love it. And the last one before we do the unboxing is A Book of Witching by C.J. Cook. I bought this strictly because of the title, Book of Witching. This was also a pick for possible the Black Hat Book Coven. I like to keep my eyes open for witchy books because we are, we love our witchy books over here, okay? But this is a mother must fight for her daughter's life in this fierce and haunting tale of witchcraft and revenge. Clem gets a call at every mother's worst nightmare. Her 19-year-old daughter, Erin, is unconscious in the hospital after a hiking trip with her friends on the remote Orkney Island. With her friends on the remote Orkney Islands, met a horrifying end, leaving her boyfriend dead and her best friend missing. When Erin wakes, she doesn't recognize her mother and she doesn't answer to her name, but insists she's someone named Nix. Clem travels to the site of her daughter's accident, determined to find out what happened to her. The answer may lie in the dark secret in the history of the Orkneys, a woman wrongly accused of witchcraft and a murder 4 centuries ago. Clem begins to wonder whether Erin's strange behavior is a symptom of a broken mind or the effects of an ancient curse. Bum bum bum. And there's a giant raven on the cover. Yes. And listen to this tagline. Listen to it. 400 years separate them. One book binds them. I'm sorry. I love that. I fucking love that line. I do. I love it. Fantastic. My last book of the month is right here. I still have to open it. So here we go. We're gonna open it for you guys. Do a little bit of unboxing stuff here. It's been sitting here a hot minute. Yeah. I remember this one now. This is book 1 of the Ashen series, A Road of Bones. I'm pretty sure this is about Vikings. Yeah, let them think us lambs when truly we are wolves. This was the November book of the month, and I'm almost positive this is Vikings. In this epic and immersive Viking spy romantic fantasy, a woman feeling a ruthless assassin accidentally joins forces with a group of mercenaries and must use her cunning to escape with her life and her heart intact. I'm obsessed with Viking stuff all of a sudden. I see Vikings and I want. Like, I'm still looking for my Viking, like, library. I'm trying to keep building this up. And when I saw this on Book of the Month, I was like, that's mine. It's mine. Thank you. Thank you. Come again. So, yes, this is also awesome. I think this is gorgeous. Super shiny. They're doing shiny covers now. So, there we go. Yay. So, those are all my Book of the Months that I've been, like, hoarding. So now I can actually put them on the Book of the Month shelf. And hopefully remember to read them at some point in time. So, and the last batch of books I have is my anniversary. I bought these all in October for my anniversary. Every year my husband takes me to the bookstore and I get to buy books for my anniversary. Technically, I buy one book for each year we're married. I've been married 4 years now, so I got 4 books, but one of them is a series. So in girl math and book math, that's one book. So I actually have 5 here, but it's still one book because it's part of a series. And then I have some other ones thrown in here that I guess I forgot to take out of this bag. And I casually bought them. There we go. So we'll go with those first. First one is Enlightenment by Sarah Perry. This is, she is the writer of the Essex Serpent that just recently got turned into, I want to say, Stars miniseries starring Tom Hiddleston. I think. Don't hold me to that. I know he's in something called the Essex Serpent, and I want to say it's on Stars. But this is a story of love and astronomy told over the course of 20 years through the lives of 2 improbable best friends. I love astronomy. I love love. I love friendship. I love time distance stories. Sounds like a winner to me. Thanks. And the other book is the true story of Europe's most famous prisoner, the Man in the Iron Mask. Another element of history that I'm obsessed with. I love the story of the Man in the Iron Mask. I love the legend behind it. I love the lore. I'm also a huge fan of the Leonardo DiCaprio movie. I mean, you got Leonardo DiCaprio, Gabriel Byrne, and Jeremy Irons. Are you fucking kidding me? And a young Chris O'Donnell. You can't fucking go wrong with that combo. You can't. Okay? You just can't. And John Malkovich. Like, seriously. Like, you fucking awesome. Fucking awesome. All right? Straight up. Love it. I think Chris O'Donnell's in it. Maybe he's not. No. Chris O'Donnell's the other Three Musketeers movie. Hold up. Scratch that. Scratch that, yeah. Anyway, you can't go wrong with that fucking combo. Okay? Gabriel Byrne and Jeremy Irons. You really? Jeremy Irons. Have you heard that man's voice? He's Scar. If you don't know who Jeremy Irons is, he's the voice of Scar. Just so you know. And Gabriel Byrne is just gorgeous. Okay. But anyway, sorry. I'm obsessed with the Man in the Iron Mask legend. I think it's always been an interesting area, especially in French history, because nobody fucking knows. Like, to this day, we still don't know who it was. We still don't. There's so much speculation, but we'll never actually know. But I love this. So, nice little nonfiction book in there in the mix. Now, for the books that I actually got for my anniversary. First off, Apples Dipped in Gold by Scarlett St. Clair. This is the second installment to the fairy tale retelling series that she's doing. And this one, we follow Samara. The woman had carved her name in my heart long ago, and I still bled from that open wound. She was my curse, and I wanted to be free. Orphaned at a young age, Samara has been left under the care of her 3 horrible brothers for many long years. But just when she thinks she cannot take another day of their abuse, a handsome prince offers her for her hand in marriage. Samara's brothers agree to the wedding in exchange for a large dowry. But on her way to salvation in her new kingdom, her carriage is ambushed, and she is rescued by Lore, the wicked prince of Nightshade, who demands a favor in return. Samara believes that Lore's request is meant to punish her for her crimes against his kind. Punishment is only half of Lore's plan. The truth is that the elven prince has pined after Samara for 7 long years. His power over poisons rivals none of the enchanted forest. But Samara is a new kind of toxin in his blood, and all he can think about Can the Prince of Nightshade manage to find a remedy, or will he succumb to her love? So we're going to be following the brother lore in this one. I am not familiar with the fairy tale retelling that I just read about. I'm not familiar with it off the top of my head. I can't think of what it is. So this will be a nice surprise for me. But another installment to add to my Sarah. I keep wanting to say Sarah. Scarlet St. Clair collection. So, yay. And it's super short, novella. Awesome. The next one, this actually was going to be on an anticipated release video for the second half of the year, but I just never actually released that. And that was I Was a Teenage Slasher by Stephen Graham Jones. This thing just sounds cool. I love slasher films. So, I had to pick this up. La Mesa, Texas, July 1989. It's summer before senior year for best friends Tolly Driver and Amber Dennison. They're not in the marching band. They're not in the FFA. They don't really count. Amber's the only native student in town, and Tolly's only on the radar due to his father's recent death. This is all about to change. Bodies are going to be dropping fast in this small West Texas town. For a few unbearably hot days that will resonate through the decades and even get made into a TV movie, Tolly and Amber will be famous, notorious even. Finally, everyone will know their names. This is Stephen Graham Jones x-raying the slasher genre, interrogating its motivations over the shoulder and the voice of the killer itself. From a town he did some growing up in a year he was also 17, the kills will be poignant, the jokes will hurt, and the violence will be endearing. Everything's turning around for Tolly, for Amber, for all of La Mesa, Texas. Be happy you weren't there. Be happy you're only reading about it. Ah! A book from the serial killer's perspective. Yes, abso-fucking-lutely. Sign me the fuck up and make him a teenager. Oh my God. I'm gonna love that. I feel like I'm gonna love that. The next book I got is the first installment to this series, and that is The Coven. And I'm gonna tell you straight up, I bought this for two reasons. I thought about the Black Cat Book Coven, and also it's sprayed edges, and it's super pretty. This is about revenge, and I believe it is the first installment to a duology, I think. Other than that, I know nothing about it, but look at these end papers, guys. So fucking pretty. Oh my God. I'll always come for you, witchling, he said, holding my stare for a moment. Those blue eyes glimmered with something that felt like more, stealing the breath from my lungs. Ah! I lost my light. No! How does that happen? I lost my light, guys. Sorry. Let me just turn that back on. Oh, there I am. There I am. Like I said, I don't edit out my videos, so you're going to see that. I'm not going to take it out. Anyway, let's moving on. Those blue eyes glimmering with something that felt like more, stealing the breath from my lungs for a suspended moment in time. The gold seemed to flash, the twisted connection between us pulling taut. Then he ruined it, turning his stare away and touching the underside of my chin. Can't have you being the one to give me orders now, can I? I grimaced, the reminder serving its purpose, grounding me in reality. Love wasn't in the cards for me, not with a witch, and definitely not with a vessel. We could and would work together, but this was nothing more than a business arrangement between two people who hated each other, even if we wanted to rip one another's clothes off. And the sequel is called The Cursed. So, yeah, I'm going to have to definitely pick that one. But look how pretty this book is. Of course, my husband buys me all the pretty books. And the next two books I purchased are part of a series that I'm not going to lie to you. I have walked by this series so many times, never purchased it, never looked at it, never even thought about it. But as soon as they came out with these fucking editions, I was like all over this bitch. And that is the Twisted... the Cat Boys. I don't actually know what the series is called. This one, the Shepherd King series. I have walked by these so many times. This is One Dark Window, and then this one is Two Twisted Crowns. But when you put them in these beautiful editions, fuck yeah, I'll buy it. I'm a cover whore, guys. What can I say? But here's the duology. Isn't it gorgeous? I love. There once was a girl clever and good, who tarred in shadow in the depths of the wood. There also was a king, a shepherd by his crook, who reigned over magic and wrote the old book. The two were together, so the two were the same. The girl, the king, and the monster they became. I love a good rhyme. And I'm not gonna reach the back of it because it might spoil. So, yeah. So pretty. So pretty. I loves it. But those are my books, guys. Those are my books that I've been hoarding away from you for a while. But there you go. I hope you enjoy this haul. Don't mind the light disappearing. It happens. You know, shit happens. But yeah, I look forward to picking these up. Don't know when I'm picking them up, but I look forward to it because that's what happens. I just like to drag and hoard my books. You know how I am. So if you found any of these interesting, or you want to know more about these, or you think I should bump some of these up on my TBR, please let me know. I'm always in the mood to move things around. Put things off and move things up. You know, that's how it works. So, but that's what I got for you guys today, and I will see you guys all soon with another video. Till then,